Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Tuesday, October 5th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's gonna open in about 8 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. So, one last thing. And we are good to go. All right, let me get this Zoom link sent out to you guys here. Zoom link is sent out. Stream sent out as well. All right, perfect. Looks like we are about ready to get started. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Do this real quick. Gonna mark the close by ones. We're pretty much in a super rangy market right now, specifically. So I think we're going to be stuck down the middle with these liquidities. Actually didn't have much movement yesterday. 30 minutes. Down to the 15 minute. 10 minute. And down to the 1 minute here. Okay. And it looks like we are good to go. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, November 5th. It is 6:25 right now. Market's gonna open in about 5 minutes. I've marked up liquidity over here. Price is right here down the middle. We have liquidity above at 42,012, and we have liquidity down below at 41,967. So we'll see what happens here when market opens. I'll know the direction of the breakout in about 3 minutes. Right now, currently, it's looking like a buy, but it may shift over the next few minutes. So we'll see what happens here as we get closer to market open. Hey, David, morning. See who else is here so far. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Lila. Morning, CJ. Morning, everybody. So, all right, guys, today's election day. As you guys can see, market's pretty flat. It's kind of what we were expecting for election day because a lot of uncertainty. Um, Over the past couple of weeks, Trump's been in the lead for the elections. But I don't know. We'll see what happens today. Um, a lot of news sources say that we're not going to have an official president announcement until like Wednesday. So we'll see. I think it'll happen today. I don't know. I think a lot of these news outlets are just over exaggerating a little bit. Let me get a sweater real quick. It's kind of chilly today. All right, let's go, guys. Yeah, it's really starting to feel like fall winter. It's chilly today. Hey, Abraham, morning. All right, guys. So we got market opening up in about 3 minutes, 6:27 right now. Like I said before, guys, for you guys on the YouTube, we're gonna be limiting the YouTube live streams. You guys will be able to see the replays. So replays are available to everybody, but for people on the YouTube, the live streams are gonna be limited to Tuesday and Thursdays. Everybody here on the Zoom, you guys are perfectly fine. Nothing's gonna change. We're just trying to limit the Zooms as the hedge fund starts to grow and the breakout strategy becomes more and more popular. The good thing with that is that I'll be calling out the breakouts now. So I'm not going to be posting in the chat as much as we did before. Right now, currently, the breakout looks like it's going to be a sell. I don't think we really need this marker here, but I'll put it up anyways. So that's one of the good things about us calling out the breakout versus typing it in the Zoom chat now in case people join in a little late. So right now, the breakout is looking like a sell. I'll know in a few moments if it is going to be a sell, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys. So breakout is currently a sell right now. So we will be looking for this breakout in about 30 seconds. So we got market opening up in about 20 seconds. We got 15 seconds till market open. Got market opening up in about 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is open.
Order filled.
So here goes the breakout for today. 22. Yeah, fit it properly.
Target filled.
All right, full TP right there, guys.
Order
Full
filled.
TP with the breakouts. So breakout full TP right there, as you guys can see, you heard the target filled. Solid trade right there. So this is exactly what a breakout is supposed to look like. Bang, bang. Hi, John. Jonathan. Yeah, this is what a breakout is supposed to look like. So yeah, this is why we made our adjustments, because this is what the breakout's supposed to look like. It's supposed to open and then go straight to TP. No problems, right? No fake outs, no choppiness, literally straight to TP. So solid win right there. Back at break even for the breakouts for this week so far. I had a loss yesterday, unfortunately. It should have hit TP yesterday. It was like off by like 1 point, but yeah, breakout for today, straight to TP like it's supposed to, and that is what the breakout is all about. So there goes the breakout right there, guys. I will post an update in the chat right there. Yeah, exactly. Brock said that was a breakout, all in caps. Yeah, that's exactly what we aim for, guys. I mean, unfortunately, it's not always going to be the case like that, but yeah, I mean, that's just how it is sometimes. All right, I'm taking a screenshot of the profits. I'm gonna post in the Discord real quick. And then I'm gonna turn off the laptop. Well, I'm just gonna turn off the hedge fund laptop. All All right, hedge fund laptop is done with. Turn this laptop off because I don't need it anymore. All right, we're done with the hedge funds trade for the day. So nice win for the hedge fund clients. We are now moving over to scalps. So if you guys took liquidity over here, basically, I mean, all liquidity here got hit. So if you took the lower levels of liquidity right here, all of these lower levels right here got hit. So this one right here got hit for sell. This one right here got hit for a sell. This one right here got hit for a sell. And then price kind of swung up from down here. So I'll clean this up right now. Pretty much 4 levels of liquidity right there got hit. And then if you took this upper level right here, looks like this one got hit as well. So both of these levels of liquidity right here, all full TPs. So if you took any levels of liquidity right here, first level got hit, done. Next level right here got hit, done. Third level right here, it's still pushing. Full TP right there. So if you took any of the liquidity that I marked up this morning, there's about like, I think 7 levels right here that just got hit. So you took any of those levels, all full TPs, except for this lower one down here. I wouldn't have taken this one anyways, because it was lined up with the Asia low. Here we go, as price pushes up, hits the next level of liquidity. So pretty much all liquidity here is getting wiped out. This is what I like when price is super rangy pre-market, because when it's rangy like this, there's going to be a lot of liquidity just kind of sitting around, right? And that's pretty much what's happening here. So with price coming back down, I think if this here closes red, I think it's going to pull right back down to the middle. Our range right now is between these 2 levels right here. It's between the, let's see, it's between the 50 mark and the 950 mark. So it's a 100-point range. And then this is the middle point right here. This is the range right now for current price. Just going back and forth through there. Let me mark up opening price real quick. Opening price was this red candle. We also had news this morning too. So let me go and check the news real quick. There was news at 5:30. So we had news at 5:30 today. It was obviously presidential election today. We had imports, trade balance, exports, mixed news at 5:30. I'll mark that up real quick so that we know where the news was. There wasn't really much of a movement, but it was news nonetheless. Then we have more news over here at 6:45. 6:45, we have S&P Global Composite PMI and Global Services PMI. This is inflation news. So we got this coming up right here. And then another high impact news at 7 o'clock. So 6:45 and 7 o'clock, we have a few more news events coming up shortly. So you want to be careful with these scalps here, guys, as we get closer to news, because anything can happen, right? So I would probably sit tight right now for these scalps. If you guys want to take these scalps, feel free. Let's see. The current level right now is actually just got filled. It was at the 42,000 mark. So if you're looking to take some scalps, I mean, technically there's a scalp running right now. Yeah. So there's a scalp running. I'm not going to take the position, of course. It was right at news price. And there's just no direction. So again, if you want to take these trades, feel free. I'll mark them up just for your guys' viewing if you guys really want to take them. I would probably only go for 10 points though. So 10 points right there just got hit. I wouldn't go for the full 30. It's kind of hectic right now going for that full move because of the market conditions and the market direction. I just don't think it's really a safe entry right now because of where price is sitting. But again, if you took the trade right there, the 10 points already hit for the market flow V2. The 30 points is still on its way up. Looks like it might hit TP. There you go, full TP right there. So if you guys took that trade right there for a scalp, there you go, full TP on that trade. I'm gonna be a little more cautious today. Today's election day, so I'm not really looking to take anything too risky. Let's see. Brock said, and I go, thank you, Sean K2 on point. Yeah, definitely. Nice work, Brock. Brock caught the breakout this morning, took a couple liquidity pushes, and he was out for the day. So that's solid. Yeah, Jamie said liquidity, baby. Did you catch those liquidities, Jamie? I know those are your favorite. So, I know you had a problem with liquidity last week. I'm pretty sure your liquidity is hitting this week now because it's been a lot smoother with the touches versus the choppiness from yesterday. All right, we got news coming up shortly, guys. If you guys are looking for another entry, so I'll just leave this right here so that you guys know where the entry was. So this was a market flow V2. If you want to take another market flow V2, guys, next level is going to happen right here at the 20 mark. I would only take this for about 10 points. So like I said, because the sessions is right here. So you got a sessions right here. It's tricky. Actually, the entry is not going to be at the 20. It's going to be at this level below it, the 10. Because the pivots are like they're still above. So the pivots have to actually close above it before we can move up to this 20 mark. So the entry is going to happen right here at the 42,010. And we'll kind of see where this ends up going. But again, I would only take it for about 10 points because we have the sessions up here. If the sell signal closes, you're supposed to get out of the position. Kind of similar to what happened yesterday with our position. Again, I would just be careful because the session is like right there. That purple line is what we consider a red flag. It's the Asia high. So a lot of manipulation happens around this area. If you guys are just joining in, our breakout for today hit full TP right here. It went straight to TP immediately on open. We had 7 liquidity pushes that came up, and we had 1 market flow V2 that came up right here. So pretty solid. Yeah, I had a lot of wins today. Yeah, today was actually really, really good. We had a lot of wins happen immediately. The breakout happened within the first candle, which is how it's supposed to play out. Liquidity pretty much got hit on both sides. So thankfully, the market was super flat during let-in session because it created a lot of liquidity on both sides. So as soon as market opened, we had pretty much all liquidity get knocked out on in both directions. So that was a good play on the market for today. So we do have price climbing up, guys. If you guys are looking to take some more entries here, the next opportunity is going to be, you're going to move this up to the 20 mark. It's getting really close to the sessions now, so I probably wouldn't even take any entries right now at this point. And I would probably wait for the news here to pass. We have news at 6:45. So right here at 6:45, we have S&P Global Composite PMI and Global Services PMI. This is both inflation news, high impact. They're both forecasted to be mixed. Or actually, no, they're forecasted to be positive. So we'll see. This data is going to be really crucial leading up to the elections. Today is election day, so if you guys don't know, today's election day here in the US. So it is it's going to be a tricky market. I think right now it's going to be okay, but I think later today. So I even got some notifications from NinjaTrader. They mentioned that it's going to be a tricky day for the market overall. Here are my profits from the breakout. I don't think we cover them. So these are all of my hedge fund accounts. So all the personal accounts here that I'm trading for the hedge fund. This is my personal one right here. I locked in 1,475. 3 clients right here locked in about 500 each. Some more clients right here locked in 1,500 per account. 3 more clients right here locked in 500, 445, and 250. So if you guys want to be part of the hedge fund, I mean, there's still a few spots that are available. So just reach out to me if you guys want to take part in it. Basically, I'm trading your account, so you don't have to do anything. It's a white glove service. I add your account to my copier, and then all I do is I take my trade on my account, and then it takes it on all of your accounts as well. So all these clients over here, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to be on this live session. They don't have to have the indicators. They don't have to know how to do anything. They just watch the money multiply month over month. I'm only taking the breakouts on those accounts because I'm taking very low risk. So And the good thing with the hedge fund is that there is no performance fee right now. So later on in the future, there's going to be a performance fee. Sorry, no, there is a performance fee. There's no management fee. So basically, it's free to take part in the hedge fund. You just have to have enough money to open an account with NinjaTrader. There's no service fee. Typically, hedge funds will charge a service fee monthly or annually. Right now, I'm not charging any service fee. I'm just trying to make my clients as much money as possible. Obviously, I'm just starting out with the hedge fund side of things. So main goal right now is to make everybody who's part of the hedge fund. So everybody who's part of this list over here, my main goal is to make you as much money as possible every single month. And then by next month, once it's really gaining traction, at that point, I'll start charging a service fee. So, I mean, it's really kind of, if you guys have been following me for a while, it's kind of a no-brainer, right? To do a hedge fund or to take part in the hedge fund. A lot of you guys have been waiting for it. There's only a limited of spots that I can handle right now until I get my Series 3 certification. So I'm doing everything the legal way. A lot of people open these funds and they do stuff without proper certification. I'm doing everything the proper way. So I'm taking the test, going to get certified so that, to the public, I'm trustworthy. You're not just going to put your money into someone who's going to trade it. They're not really regulated and stuff like that. So there we go. Inder is asking, can we sign up for no? So there's no prop firm. There's no prop firms that are allowed with the hedge fund. You need to have your own money. Minimum capital for starting an account with NinjaTrader is 10,000. So 10,000 is the bare minimum. You have to have at least 10,000 in the account to cover margin. So that is the minimum for opening an account. So really all you need is capital to open a personal account with at least 10,000 in it, and then that's pretty much it. If you can do that, you just open the account, you send in your login details to me, and then sign the contract, and that's pretty much it. Every single month, you'll just pay out my split, and we continue the process pretty much every month. Brock said, try reducing the days to load for intraday charts. So Freddie is having an issue with his Sierra. I don't know if anybody else here in the chat is having issues with their Sierra. But yeah, if anybody has any issues, basically Freddie's having trouble downloading continuous contract data. All right, so we have news right here, guys. Let me mark up the news real quick. So we marked up news right there. A question from Ender. Ender is asking, how much can we gain monthly approximately on a 10K account? So, I mean, it depends on how much you plan on risking, right? You have control over your risk, so it's really up to you. How much do you want to make? Obviously, I wouldn't recommend you risk more than what I'm risking. So I'm risking about 1,500 per trade. I'm taking 3 contracts for the breakout. That's how I'm making 1,500 per trade. Everybody over here, so right now, since we're doing a 50-50 TP stop loss, you can risk in increments of 250. So this is the smallest right here. Obviously, this person is taking 1 contract. They're only making 250 per trade. If you're taking 2 contracts, you can make 500. If you're taking 3 contracts, you can make 1,500. Or sorry, I take that back. I've doubled the contracts because we are taking a 50-50. When we're doing 100-100, typically your lowest risk would be 500 per trade. But now it could be 250. So it's increments of 250. If you want to take a 250 risk, you can make 250. You could lose 250. If you want to do 500, you can do that. 750, 1,000, 1,250, 1,500, etc. It goes in increments of $250. So that's basically how much you can risk and how much you can make. For the month of October, here are the stats for, I mean, the stats are posted in the YouTube stream. So for the month of October, we had a total of 42 trades. We had 25 wins, 17 losses, total profit of 15,060, total loss of 13,830, gross profit of 1,230, net profit of 973 after fees and commissions. So the gross percentage gain here was about 12.3% for the month of October. So if you were trading with the hedge fund for the month of October, your account with 12,000 with $10,000 would have gained 12.3%. And everybody's different. It's just, it depends on how much you want to risk. If you want to risk more, you can make more. If you want to risk less, you'll make less. It's with that specific risk, that risk it's a bit higher because it's my account. So I pretty much take whatever risk I like. But I mean, it just depends on the person, right? If you can handle the margin, then you can increase your risk as much as possible. So it's just kind of up to however much you want to risk. Because this could have been like if you took more risk, it could have been more than 12%. It could have been like closer to 20%. And the thing is, October wasn't even a good month. October was more of a it was more of a break-even month. Well, not really break-even, it was a slight profit month because of the choppy market. So, all right, guys, I know we're still looking for some entries here, but as you guys can see, we just had news pass here at 6:45. We're gonna look for price here to start climbing up. Liquidity right here is done with. So what we're looking for next is for price to push up, retrace, push up, retrace, push up. Once we have that, we can start taking some entries here. Price is currently at the session, so I'm not going to take any trades right here, of course. I'll wait for price to push up. My next entry point is probably going to be right here at the 40 mark. So we got price climbing up super fast. Let me go over here real quick, and I'm just going to take a look at the news from 6:45. You guys got to keep in mind we have more news at 7 o'clock, so I would probably just sit out right now and wait a little longer. So the news right here was both negative. The inflation news was both negative, and price here is skyrocketing to the upside. So I'd be careful here because this might be manipulation. Price might come down super hard after. All right, let's see what we got here. Lila said, can you let the account grow for better results? Yeah, I mean, you can increase your risk as much as you like, Lila. So if you want to take the minimal risk and then say, for example, we have a really good month or you know the next month is going to be good, you can email me in the morning like, hey, Sean, let's increase my risk. I feel really confident right now. We can increase your contract size and then you can just let it grow. So I think that's what most people are doing. What they're doing is they're letting the account grow and they're just paying a split out of pocket every month. You can either wire the funds directly from your account to me every month from your trading account, or you can just pay out of pocket and then just have the account grow over time. I think that's probably the best case scenario. Just not to touch it and to leave it alone for, probably a year's time or a couple years in your case, if you want to use this as your children's college tuition, you can just leave it alone. So like, you'll come back to the account in like 10 years and the account will be pretty large, I'd assume. If I have the same track record that I've had for the past 8 years, then yeah, definitely you should see a pretty nice positive growth. But we can never say, right? We can never say how the market's going to be over the next 10, 20 years. But yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, Lila, there's a couple people in the group who are actually doing that as well. There's one client, I'm not going to name the client specifically, but yeah, he's saving for his wedding basically. He just created the account, opened 10,000. He's been with me for a month now. He's currently at like double his account almost. So he started at 10,000, he's now at like 15. It's not a big gain, but from 10,000, that's a pretty decent growth. All right, guys, we got news coming up over here in about 9 minutes. So I'd probably be careful with any entries. If you guys wanted to take the entry, it happened right here. It looks like it already filled and it is pushing up as we speak. I'm gonna step away for a few minutes, guys. We have news coming up, so I'm not really looking to take any entries here, but I will be right back. I'm just gonna do something real quick. So be right back in a few moments. All right, guys, I'm back. Full TP on the market flow V2. So in the future, I know a lot of you guys are asking for me to take these scalps on the hedge account. In the future, I'll start a separate fund. So I'll start a separate fund where it's where I'll take these riskier trades. But right now, I'm just going to stick to the breakouts, of course, because it's lower risk, easier to manage, and easier to follow. So again, right here, guys, another market flow V2 hit full TP for about 30 points. We have news coming up here at 7 o'clock, so I would probably sit back for any more entries until then. We got 4 minutes till the news. Just wait for news to pass. It's high impact, ISM services, PMI, some more inflation news. The news here was already negative, so if this here is also negative, it's forecasted to be negative actually. I mean, this thing might come crashing right back down. So I would just be careful and wait for that there to play out. So let's see. Yeah, so Daniel said with the hedge fund, that's a huge gain for 1 month of doing nothing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's you're doing nothing and you're not paying for the service. I think that's like the biggest thing with the hedge fund right now. Because I'm not sure how much we're going to charge for the service fee. It's probably going to be a percentage of the account, either on a quarterly or annual basis. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, that's kind of the deal right there. It's all performance, so you pretty much don't pay a payout until I make you a profit. So the thing with the hedge fund is that, so say for example, we didn't have a profitable month for October, right? Just hypothetically, say you had a negative month for October. You're not going to pay out in November unless you cover unless you cover that loss and then you make profit on top of it. So the hedge fund clients are they're pretty much like you're pretty much fully protected. Like you have your money at risk, of course, because there's always a risk with trading. But the thing is, until I net you a gain, like I net you a profit, like overall, you're not going to pay a split. So if we have a negative October and then you have a positive November, you're going to cover the October loss first, and then you're going to split from there, whatever's net. Um, it carries over to the next month. So that is how it works. But the thing is, so right now it's limited. So I can only take 15 clients at the moment for the hedge fund. That's all I'm allowed right now. I'm still taking the Series 3. So I just need to sign up for the Series 3, take the exam. And then once I get my Series 3 license, I can pretty much manage for as many clients as I like. But as of now, I'm limited to 15 clients. That's why there's only a few accounts here that I'm handling for the hedge fund, of course. Yeah, if you guys see here, there's only a few clients. So let's see, this is including me too. So this is my account. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's about 2 spots here that are they're being held right now, but it's basically on first come, first serve. And then we might rotate people out on a monthly basis. But hopefully I'll have a Series 3 certification by the end of the year. I just really have to sit down and study. I can't focus on studying. Can't study for the life of me. It's not even a hard exam. It's just I don't want to study for it. I've taken way harder exams. Like I've passed the California bar exam. That's like one of the hardest tests you can take. So I just have to sit down and actually do it. All right, so we got news right here at 7 o'clock. It's ISM services, PMI, inflation news. Let's check the news real quick. News was positive, so a lot better than expected. Yeah, Daniel said most people barely make 10% in a year on their money when they don't know what they're doing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, even if you're doing like a high interest savings account or even doing a CD, I typically put a lot of my excess funds in a CD. I just remove my funds from the CD because the rates are super low right now. When I first got into the CD, it was like at 7.25%. Now it's like at 1.35. So I made some pretty decent money on my CD. I think I put like 600,000 in there. So like every month it was making a couple $1,000 without me doing anything. Um, but I took it out this month. I pretty much let it sit there. It was on a two month maturing CD. So every 2 months, basically, I made interest on it, and yeah, that declined as we get closer and closer to the elections. The CD is like one of the safest things you can put your money in, but the rates are not always going to be super high. So when the rates are high, it's good to put your money in there. Just park your money and then let it build up. I think I told you guys about this earlier this year. I put a lot of money in the CD just to sit there because I had nothing to do with it. And it just built up. Like it made, I think I accrued about, I think like from this whole year, it's been what, we're in November now, almost 12 months. It accrued almost like well over 5,000 of like for me not doing anything, of course. That's like it's just bank money. And then now I have cash. So I'll look for investments to put it in after the election passes. CJ said, I'm waiting for the news to pass. All this liquidity is hitting. Yeah, I know there's a lot. There's liquidity here that just got hit earlier too with the market flow V2. And then also another market flow V2 right here. So the news just passed right now, guys. We're currently at the sessions. Let's see if price ends up climbing a bit higher or if it comes right back down. We want to be careful here with some entries because whenever price gets to this session, it tends to get manipulated. So you might get a manipulation back down, or you might get price to push up, might get some sort of M pattern, or you might get a push to the upside, break and retest, climb up higher. There's too many scenarios that can play out with this here. Let's see, Freddie said I took the breakout. It was nowhere on my screen. Freaking annoying and troubling. Yeah, I know it's kind of tricky like when that happens. Well, I've never used Sierra before, so I'm not sure how it looks, but it's happened to me before on NinjaTrader where it looks like there's a pending order on the chart, but it's just frozen. Like it's just stuck on there. And it trips me out because I'm worried that if it comes down, it's going to fill it. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that before. Let's see, CB is asking, how does this work? You're offering trading services. So yeah, so we're not fully launched yet because I need to get my Series 3 license. I mean, technically there's people who do it without the licensing, but I'm doing everything the legal way. I'm still a licensed attorney in the US, so I'm not trying to screw with that license and do something illegal, of course. So I'm doing everything the legal way. I'm going to have proper certification, basically all the certification hedge funds need and stuff like that. The ball is rolling. I just have to take the test to pass it. But right now, there's a loophole that allows me to manage for about 15 clients. I just can't do it on a commercial basis yet until I pass the test, which hopefully will happen by the end of the year. But basically, the hedge fund runs on a managed futures model. It's just an alternative investment model of a hedge fund. It's just a form of hedge fund, basically. The way that it works is I basically take a trade on my account, which is the breakout trade here that I mainly take in the morning. I take a trade on my account and then I just latch all of my clients' accounts to my account. So basically, whatever my account does, it copies to everybody else. So in a sense, it's similar to account management. It's just for futures, it's called managed futures. And you need to have certain licensing to do it legally and registration with the NFA. So yeah, I'm gonna get my licensing hopefully by the end of the year, register with the NFA, and then I can manage as many as I like. And that's basically what it is. Super simple. I mean, if you guys have followed me for a while and you guys know my track record, you guys know how I trade. I'm very conservative, pretty low risk for the most part. It's a one trade a day. Obviously, in the future, I may launch a more riskier fund where I'll be taking these scalps, but for the most part, right now, it's a lower risk stuff. My main goal is to yield a profit month over month. So for the month of October, we were up 12.3%. My goal every month is just to yield a profit because at the end of each month, that's where I request my payout split. So each client will split payout with me at the end of each month. Like for example, October just ended. On November 1st, I sent everybody, all of my clients, a performance update of how their account performed. And then they send me my half of the profit split. So basically, the more money I make the client, the more money I make. So I have an incentive to actually win at trading. I'm not just here to charge some service fee or a monthly fee like, a lot of these other account managers do. It's crazy. It's such a shady business for certain. It depends on who you're working with. There's some managers who will charge you a fee, and then even if they don't make a profit, they still charge you that fee. And then on top of that, there's so for me, my main goal here is really to like make everybody as much money as possible because that's the only way I'll grow the business, right? If I'm making you money, then the odds of you referring me to a family member or a friend are more likely than not. So my main goal here for the first year is really to make all the clients as much money as possible. And that's why I'm not giving a guarantee, but if we have a red month, so for example, for November, fingers crossed, we don't have a red month, but if we have a red month for October, for November, say we're down like 10%, you're not going to pay me a split in December until I cover that 10%. So until you're made whole, you make all your profit back from the losses of the previous month, and then you make more profit on the following month, you're not going to pay me anything. So my main goal is really to just make you profit. Like you're going to be, my main goal is to have you net profitable every single month. Whether it be 10%, whether it be 5%, profit's profit. Um, and that's kind of my goal there, because obviously if I can make you consistent money, then it's going to be easier for me to get more clients that way. It wouldn't matter right now because I can only have 15 clients, but the goal long term is to make everybody as much money as possible. All right, guys, if you're looking for some entries here, the next scalp is going to happen. I need this pivot to push above this black line right here, the 190 mark. So I need to let this push up a little higher. Once it pushes up a little higher, then we can start looking for entries right here at the 190 mark. Just need to push up a bit higher from where it's currently at. CB said, sounds interesting. Join Discord. We'll like to join once spots open up. Yeah, sure. Here, I'll put the form in there. So you can fill out the form and then you'll be added to the list if you're interested. And then like when a spot opens up, you can be added to it. Here's the form. I'll put it in the YouTube chat. There you go. So you can just put your information in there. The minimum account size, we're trading with US regulated brokers, NinjaTrader. So you would have to have at least 10,000 in the account to even trade YM. So you're not going to risk it all, but you just need that much to cover the margin. I know here in the US, it's a lot more strict, but they do that for a reason. It's still going to be leveraged, so don't worry about that. And if you're in the UK, we do have UK traders in the client list as well. We have two people from the UK who are also with NinjaTrader. NinjaTrader is open to, I think, almost all countries. I don't know which countries are blocked. We haven't gotten to that point yet, but for the most part, we have mostly US clients and then about 2 UK clients. All right, guys. So right now we have price kind of sitting right here. If you want to take the entry is going to happen here at the 90 mark. So if you guys want to take that, I would probably only go for 10 points if you guys are looking to take anything here. I'm not going to take anything myself because it's past 7 o'clock. As you guys know, once it hits 7 o'clock, the volatility here starts to die down, right? So now that the volatility here is pretty flat, I think at this point I'm just going to sit tight and wait for the volatility here to pick up before I start looking for any entries. But again, if you guys want to take an entry, your buy limit would be sitting right here at the 190 mark. So the 42,190 mark right here is where you're waiting. You're looking for price to come down, fill your order, and push right back up and hit your TP. It's just the volatility here is pretty flat. I don't really like trading in a sideways market like this. This is where we got caught yesterday. If it hits and it starts to continue pushing, then maybe I'll think about entering the trade, but as of now, I'm not going to take that risk. It's going to wait for this here for the moment. All right, if this climbs up higher, we're going to move the pending buy limit to the 200 mark. So we're moving it up in increments of 200, or sorry, increments of 10 points. So 190, 200, 210, 220, etc. Drew said the NPS has been hitting. Yeah, I know. I noticed that too. So like if you guys don't want to wait for the there's 2 main strategies that you can apply that are very similar. So you can look for the momentum pullback scalp. It doesn't require the pivots. You just wait for price to kind of retrace back down a little bit, or you can take the NPS like Drew just said. It's they're pretty much the same strategy. It's just instead of looking for price to pull back to the pivots, you're just getting in at retracement. Because I mean, like literally, you could have entered like right here, right at the 200 mark if you wanted to. I'll have to revisit the MPS strategy. I know that MPS strategy is slightly different, but again, if you wanted to take this here would line up with the MPS actually. This would basically be an MPS and a market flow V2. But again, like I said, it's kind of tricky because of where price is currently at right now. It's like going sideways, and this is why I don't like taking trades after 7 o'clock. So I'm not in this position right here. I just pretty much marked it up for you guys. If the sell signal does close, you're supposed to close out for a small loss, either a small loss, small profit, or break even around that area. Because the momentum is going to indicate that, your price is probably likely to turn at this point. So I'll take this off. I don't want you guys to think that I'm in the position. But yeah, if you guys are in that position, you're supposed to close out for a small loss right there. You get out for about 10 points or less. Or break even if you wanted to wait for it to come back to break even right there. So you basically just minimize your loss at that point. Like I said, 7 o'clock is usually my cutoff. So let me just show you guys real quick. Typically, my entries will happen between 6:40 and 7 o'clock. That's my sweet spot. So during this time right here, this is where I start to see the most volatility. So like during this time, you see the volatility in direction. Price comes down, comes right back up, climbs up super heavily. When 7 o'clock hits, you can see 7 o'clock is right here. Price tends to just go sideways from here. And this is just from my experience trading this market every single morning. We trade the same market every day it's been 8 years now, I think, since we've been trading this. I always make small adjustments. I start to identify where my edge is at. My edge is between 6:40 and 7. Once 7 o'clock hits, you get this back and forth movement, and there's not really much of an edge there. You kind of just get a consolidating market. So that's why I trade between 6:40 and 7. You guys don't have to trade within that period. You can trade after 7, but like I said, unless I see some directional push, because you need something like this to happen. You need something like this to happen for it to be directional, right? And unless I get something like this, I'm not really looking to take any trades here. So I'll keep looking. I mean, there's a bunch of liquidity sitting up top right there. I just noticed that. This is probably what CJ's been waiting for. Yeah, CJ said I've been waiting for news to pass and all the liquidity is hitting. I need a new low, but it's too overextended right now. Yeah, I agree. It's very overextended right here from 6:40 to 7. And then now it's probably going to go sideways before it goes in a direction again. I'll probably do this, break above, and then climb up higher. Once it climbs up higher, this here is where I'm expecting it to go into. Let's see, CB is asking, do you only trade YM? Yes, that is correct. I only trade YM. I tried to go into NQ, but I just don't like NQ. It's too choppy. It's not smooth at all. For me, I like trading lower risk. So I prefer YM. I could trade ES, but ES is the same thing. It's basically YM, but it's just slower moving. So for me personally, since I take the breakouts, I prefer YM. They're more of a directional push, and it's a lot smoother compared to NQ. NQ would be nice because the volatility is higher, but and these strategies work on NQ. There's other people in the group who trade NQ with the same strategies, and they do perfectly fine. They actually do better, but I just don't like NQ. For me personally, it's just not the type of asset that I like. I feel like NQ moves similar to gold, and I don't like trading gold at all. Gold used to be the hype back then until everyone started blowing accounts. During COVID, gold was easy to trade. You can like literally buy gold at any time and it'll just go up. But now gold is like, it's kind of tricky. You have to like really understand the asset. I've been trading YM for about 6 years now, every day. And I just understand how YM moves. That's why I have my edge between 6:40 and 7, because I know that's where the volatility happens. And I know between 7 and 8, this is usually where the market goes sideways. So 7 and 8 o'clock, like you can trade any asset, and if you trade it long enough and as consistent enough as probably I do, you'll understand how it moves. Typically, this is why we take the breakout between 6:30, like market open, because you can see from 6:30 to like basically 6:40, the volatility is high. It's like pushing in a direction. And then you start to get the smoother move between 640 and 7. And then between 7 and 8, you get this sideways move right here. It doesn't really do much. Sometimes it moves, but as of lately, it hasn't been moving. Since Biden became president, this is kind of the market conditions that run for YM. Um, I'm hoping after this election, we're going to have some movement. If Harris wins, it's going to be pretty much the same, I think. Nothing is going to change. I think the market's going to be pretty slow and it's going to do nothing. If Trump wins, I think there's going to be a lot more volatility. Um, yeah, it's going to be there's going to be a lot more volatility, of course. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Yeah, CV said I like YM. I might start focusing on it now that Nvidia is a part of it. Yeah. So we talked about this yesterday, and that's a good point that you bring to the table. So Nvidia replaced Intel. The thing I like about YM is that there's only 30 stocks in there, right? So they can't be like S&P where it's like a bunch of tech stocks. They have to have like one really good tech stock. They can't have like a little bummy stock that's not going to move the market. So they're switching out Intel because Intel is like not as strong as it was in the past, and they're flipping it with NVIDIA. So if NVIDIA is doing really well, YM's going to go skyrocket, right? They're also taking out, what else are they taking out? They're taking out one other stock. We talked about this yesterday. They're putting in NVIDIA and they're putting in Sherman-Williams, the paint company. They're taking out, and I can't remember, but now I'm like really curious. Let me see. New Dow index stocks. Here, let me just look at the Dow 30. I can just eyeball it. Okay, Dow Inc. Yeah. So Sherman-Williams is going to be replacing Dow Inc. Dow Inc. is like, I don't even know why Dow Inc. is in the Dow, honestly. They're pretty much they're like such a small stock now. They don't really move the market. So they're replacing with Sherman-Williams, and then on top of that, they are replacing Intel with NVIDIA. So we're probably going to see more volatility for US30 or YM, whatever you guys want to call it, because they are shifting the stocks within the index. Yeah, so NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Meta, Tesla, etc. They're going to make some changes, I think, over the next couple years. And they're also trying to make it a 22-hour market. So I know Jason was talking about that yesterday. That's going to be kind of crazy. Well, I don't think it's going to make a difference, but for us, it's not going to make a difference because we trade futures. So there's just going to be more volatility later in the session. So like typically the market's flat during the Asia session, but if they make the market longer, there's gonna be more volatility. It's not gonna die out at like 1 o'clock. So that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing for us because we already trade in a 24-hour market, or not 24, it's a 23-hour market. We basically already trade in a 23-hour market, so it's not gonna make a big difference to us. But to stock traders, it's gonna make a huge difference because usually they have to be done trading at a certain time because market closes for them. It actually might affect us though, because now that the market may be open longer or shorter or longer, I guess, this breakout might have to be adjusted. So there are going to be some changes for us if the stock market does change, because the breakout's not going to happen at 6:30 anymore. It's going to happen whatever time the market actually opens. So yeah, it's going to kind of suck because I might have to wake up earlier. Like 5:30 is already early enough for me, but I might have to start waking up at 4 if they open the market an hour earlier or 2 hours earlier, because that's when the breakout's going to happen. It's going to happen whenever market opens. All right, so there's nothing going on here. Price is still going sideways. Yeah, and Oscar also mentioned ES is also $12 a contract. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the pricing is kind of weird, right? You would expect ES to be cheaper, but it's more. It's $5 a contract on YM. It's because it's less volatile. The stuff that's more volatile usually costs more. I think like NQ costs more too because it's so volatile. It requires more margin. There's just more risk involved when you trade something that's like super, super volatile versus trading something like YM, which is kind of slower and it's more balanced. Because you think about YM, it's all blue chip stocks, right? You don't really have like if you look at the index isn't filled with like a bunch of fluff. It's pretty much filled with stuff that actually matters. Nike's been kicking my ass. I have a big investment in Nike in my investment accounts. I mean, they're not doing that bad. I'm probably down like maybe like 16% on Nike. Everything else I'm doing pretty good. For my investment accounts, I basically just buy stocks that are part of the Dow. So I look at like what's part of the Dow, I see what's like at a discount, and then I just buy it. I bought Nike at a discount and I made money on Nike, but now I gotta hold on to it for a bit. See, Dow Inc.'s gonna get dropped, and then Intel's gonna get dropped right here. Those are probably the two cheapest stocks too within the index, aside from Verizon. Intel's only 23 bucks. I never really bought into Intel. I bought into Cisco, so I made a lot of money on Cisco over the past 2 years. These are my investment accounts. I don't really touch them. I just buy the stock and I hold on to them and I collect dividends. So I have a lot of stock in Cisco. I made a lot of money. JP Morgan made me the killing though. JP Morgan made me probably the most money out of all the stocks in my investment accounts. So yeah, I mean, if you guys have extra money, I'd recommend opening an IRA or a SIRA, because that stuff will be tax free once you're old. Like right now, I'm 34, so I'll probably keep contributing the max amount for the next. I don't know how old do people usually live for the next 60 years, I guess. Yeah. So I pretty much contribute about 12,000 every. So I'll do 12,000 times, and it's probably going to increase as we get older, as the IRA levels kind of go up. So basically, I'll be depositing about $1 million into the account in my investment account, and then year over year, I tend to make about like 20%. So so basically, that's how much like net, but then obviously it's going to compound over the years because I can't take the money out until like way later. So yeah, once you guys have like extra money to put aside, and some of you guys do have investment accounts, um, obviously you guys would know that the IRA makes more sense than the 401k. It's just once you make a certain amount of net cash on your income tax, you can't deposit as much, or you can't even have an IRA. You got to move it over to a different vehicle. So yeah, if you're a business owner, you can pretty much write off a lot of stuff. It doesn't show that you make a lot on paper, and then you still fall within the criteria. I think you have to make like under 150 or 100. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. My CPA and my accountant does that stuff for me. And yeah, I just park money in different places. All right, guys. So there's no entries here right now. If you guys are looking for something, we currently have a buy signal. Price hasn't really retraced back down yet. The entry is going to happen right here at the 42,230 mark. Looks like we're starting to get some direction here, but the thing that you want to be careful for is the fact that we're getting close to the sessions right here. As you can see above, there is a sessions. It's lined up with liquidity right there. Once price reaches this point, it might get manipulated and come back down. Whenever price gets near this the sessions right here, you can think of basically three scenarios. Price will either come up, it'll bounce directly off it. Price will either break through it and fake out like an M pattern, or price can break above it, retest, and climb up higher, right? It's a little risky. I mean, you're kind of like at a 3-to-1 right here, right? There's three different things that can happen. I mean, if you can get lucky once, then you can probably make a pretty good profit out of this. But yeah, we're currently at the sessions right there. Now, at this point, like I said, three things may happen. Price may bounce off it, come back down. Price may break above it, fake out a little bit, create an M pattern. Or price might break above it, retest, and go up higher. And you can go back to any of my previous sessions too. So look back over here. So see when price broke above the this green line right here? What happened? Break and retest, right? What happened over here at the purple line? Price came above, came back down. I mean, I guess essentially you can really take trades at the sessions. Yeah, you can really take it in either direction. I mean, but it is a little risky because you probably want to do a 1 to 3. So that'd be a flop right there. This one over here would have been a win though. Same with this one right here. I'm kind of curious now because we can basically take entries off the off the sessions. Hmm. This is how I get ideas for like new strategy. I just see these patterns come up. I'm gonna put some notes real quick aside, and I might test something here. It's kind of like a break and retest part. Let's see. I mean, I've done something like this before, but I think this might be key. I'm gonna put notes, require criteria for this. Price, break, close, cut sessions. Yeah, so I think after this live session, I'm gonna go and test this out. I just kind of came up with a trading idea. Market sucks. All right, so looks like there's a market flow V2 that's currently running right now, guys. Looks like it's about to hit. Sorry, I just noticed it right now. So the pivots were up here already. The entry was right here at the 240 mark. Yeah, it looks like it went straight to TP right there. So, sorry, I had the entry down here at the 230, but then I saw that price moved up finally, and the pivots were up here. So the next entry point would have been right there at the 240 mark. Basically, price came down, filled it, and then went straight up to TP right there. What I started to what I'm starting to like a lot more now are a lot of these pending order type entries because we used to do a lot of market orders, and what happened with market orders is we get caught in a lot of slippage, right? I don't really like that when you get caught in slippage. This here is a lot easier because you kind of just take the trade or put your pending order there, and then it'll fill it, and then you just kind of just wait for it to hit. So yeah, I just kind of came up with this strategy in mind right now. I'll give you guys a little hint of like what I just saw or what I just thought about. So basically what I thought about right here was so see how we have a bullish trend right here? We have a buy signal. So bullish trend buy signal. I'm looking for price to break and retest off the session. So we look for a momentum here. And I know price is going to go up because we have momentum. So price breaks above. On this candle right here, broke above. I would have put a pending order right here just to fill it when it came back down to touch the sessions for retest. And then my TP stop loss would have to be like 1 to 3 basically. So stop loss would be 30, TP would be 90. Like you really just have to hit one of these or a couple of these per week and you can be very profitable. It's really key that you have the momentum though, because the momentum is going to tell you the direction of the price. Now that I've seen this, I'm kind of curious to go back and test it because I mean, this seems like a pretty good strategy. It's not going to come up all the time or very often. It's probably going to lose a lot of the times, but you have like if you have 2 of these wins per week, then you're pretty much solid for the most part. You just have to have 2 good days. The only problem with this too is that you need to have a directional market. And, as you guys have seen, it's not really that easy to get a directional market during the election season. Yeah, definitely. Oscar said, I think love you, Sean. You make this trading so easy, bro. Yeah, I'm always going to look for solutions, guys. Like, even though we have a good set of strategies that we're already doing, and they're all pretty much still working pretty fine. Whenever I see something on the market, like if I see something on the charts that looks like it might be something good, I'll obviously let you guys know. So there's no entries here right now. It's currently 7:31. If you guys want to keep looking for entries, again, we need price to kind of climb up a little bit. If you want to take in right here, I mean, technically you can get in right here at the 240 mark. I probably wouldn't recommend it because price is going sideways. But if you do want to get into this position, there's still time for entry right here. Price did push up or retrace back right here. The entry would happen at the 240. For me personally, I'd rather have price push up a little higher and then retrace and then go up. But if you're looking to get into a trade that's like right here, right now, this would probably be the entry. Again, I wouldn't really recommend it because, like we talked about earlier, price is kind of just going sideways here. And I don't like when price does this. Because with market flow, you need to have actual flow of market, right? Like you need price to be climbing up and climbing up higher. Or if you're taking a sell, you need price to be climbing low and climbing lower, of course. But here goes a trade full TP on that market flow V2. So if you guys took that trade that I just marked up and told you guys about, full TP right there. It's just a riskier trade. These scalps here are just they're tricky. They're pretty tricky when it comes down to it. And obviously I'm going to try to give you guys the least risky trades as possible. So we got some profits over here from Jamie. Nice work, Jamie. She locked in a profit of 1,669 on her first account and a total profit of 1,569 on her second account. Nice work, Jamie. We got Jonathan here as well. Jonathan locked in a profit of 740 on his first account, 725 on his second, 725 on his third, 725 on his fourth, and 717 on his fifth account. Nice work, Jonathan. All wins. And I think that's about it. Let's see, Yeti said, how does this work? All right. So I don't really see much, or I mean, if you guys want to enter some more trades, again, the entry is going to be at the same price. It's still right here at the 240 mark. So again, same thing. You guys are looking for entry. It looks like it just filled right there again. And what you're looking for is for price to come down, fill, push right back up to TP. So this could be beneficial. Like this type of market could be beneficial if it's very smooth like this, but once it starts to pick up and starts to get, and there you go, another full TP right there. So it can be beneficial if it's like a smooth back and forth, right? If it's a smooth back and forth, it can be beneficial, but a lot of times the market's not going to be this smooth. It's going to be very, very choppy, actually. It's actually a really good time to enter these trades if you guys are looking. So again, if you want to take another one, it's going to be at the same price right now, unless price pushes up higher. So if price pushes up higher, we might push this up to the 250. Just going to be a matter of time until it gets pushed up higher. All right, so now it gets pushed up to the 250 right here. Still pretty flat. Man, so I'm just really curious about that strategy now. So I'm kind of want to go back and see how it played out yesterday. This is our clean chart. So I'm just a little curious to see how, because yesterday was a choppy market. So I don't even know if that strategy would be good. So market open right here. That obviously would have been a flop. There'd probably have to be a time period where where it's applied, of course. So that wouldn't have worked. Buy a signal right there. That also wouldn't have worked. Yeah, I think for that specific strategy, I would have to go back and test it, like, and have certain market conditions for when it would work. It would probably only work during a market where it's actually moving directional. Because yesterday is a good example of like a market where you should just sit out completely because it was super, super choppy. All right, so right here, price is still climbing up higher. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. It's currently 7:36 right now, so I'd like to take some entries, but then again, I think it's best for me to just sit out right now because it's so close to 8 o'clock. And it's way past my trading time anyways. I'm usually done trading by 7 on my own accounts. So I'll keep looking for entries here. If I see anything else come up, we're currently at the session. So in order for us to have another entry, we need price to, or we need the pivots actually to push up a little bit higher. So I need these pivots to push up above these sessions about the 280 mark. Once that becomes the case, entry is going to happen right there at the 280. CB is asking, do you plan on streaming via Discord? YouTube has some delay. Yeah, so we stream on Zoom actually. So we stream on Zoom pretty much every day. Yeah, the YouTube is delayed by I think 10 to 30 seconds. So you guys are delayed by a little bit. I don't know if you're like brand new to the YouTube channel, CB, but so I'm only going to be live streaming on YouTube on Tuesdays and Thursdays now. We used to do it every single day, but since I started the hedge fund, we're starting to gain a little more popularity, and I don't really want this to be open to the public, especially because I can't have an unlimited amount of clients right now. So, yeah, the YouTube stream is only going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting this week. It's been pretty much going on every single day, but for this week and moving forward, it's going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can watch the replay, but the actual live stream is going to only be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you want to be on the live stream every day, you can join the Zoom. So again, if you guys are new here and you guys have not seen the live streams in the past, if you want access to the Zoom, which is real time, just go to the website, kodikaitrades.com, click on live trading room right here, and you can get access to the Zoom. The Zoom is pretty much, it's all real time. There's no delay. Usually I post the direction of the breakout in there, but since I'm doing the YouTube live streams only twice a week, I'll be calling out the breakouts like we did this morning. So I don't know if you were here earlier, CB, when we took the breakout, but pretty much if you were here at 6:30, I called the breakout here. I called it for a sell. We took it, hit our full TP, and that's how I took the trade from this earlier. I didn't take anything on my scalp account, so I don't have any other profits there. It's just stuff on the I just took the breakout for today. All right, guys, so price is finally above the area. So if you want to take another market flow V2, guys, the next entry is going to happen right here at the 280 mark. Entry is going to happen right here at the 280. So if you're looking to take that entry, look for, or you put your pending order right there at the 280, look for it to come down, fill it, and push right back up. Yeah, no, definitely. Thanks, EB. Yeah, it was a pretty smooth trade. Yesterday was a mess. So yesterday our breakout got like to 49 points. Our TP was at 50. It was literally a point away, and then it did a full-on reversal. It was super, super annoying, but because that never happens. I think that's the first time it's ever happened to us, where it was that close. And yeah, unfortunately, we took a loss yesterday. So today's win was it basically brought our breakout into break even, which is solid. I mean, I'd rather have break even than a loss, of course. Taryn said, "Hey Sean, just got a friend request from Kodi Kai Trades SA. So we probably have a scammer here." Yeah, Guys, just keep that in mind. I'm probably never going to request uh I'm probably never going to do a friend request for you guys. Not that I don't want to be friends with you on Discord, but I'm probably not going to request you. You guys can request me, but I will probably not request you. So if you guys ever get a friend request from someone who you think might be me, it's probably a scammer. I got two of them over the weekend. So I mean, it's annoying, guys. Just don't fall for any scams. I mean, especially for the hedge fund, like don't send any money to anybody because for the hedge fund, you don't send me any money. All you do is give me your account login details and then I link them to my account. Don't send me any money, please. Don't send me Bitcoin. Don't send me anything because I'm never going to ask you for money. Um, yeah, just I try to make sure that nobody here gets scammed, but there's always going to be like one or two people who get caught uh, for whatever reason. All right, guys, there was another market flow V2. Sorry, guys, I didn't even see that this pushed up to the next level, but the next level here is now at 290. So it's at that 290 mark. CJ said, "Hey Sean, do you think it's a good idea to set pending orders at the upper liquidity that was set yesterday? I'm thinking about doing it for a smaller contract size. So I'd say it's kind of tricky, CJ. Depending on like where the liquidity is sitting, like if it's like super overextended, I probably wouldn't. But like you said, it's actually if it's a liquidity that's super far out, I'd probably do the opposite. Like I would probably catch the bounce like a fake out versus the actual breakout and push right through. Oh, is this from yesterday? I think price will probably break through this one, honestly. So what I would look for a lot of times is look for the consolidation before the uh the liquidity gets hit. So see how liquidity here or price is consolidating sideways. If you see consolidation like this, if it pushes up, it's probably going to break through it. I'll show you this as an example. So let me turn this off real quick. So see how there's liquidity right here, CJ? See how price was going sideways like this down here, and it blasts right through? Yeah. So if it does that, then ideally I would see it break out. So same with this one right here. Look at this liquidity over here, right? There's liquidity here. Price was pretty much consolidating down here for a little bit. Eventually it came up and hit it and it blasts right through. So yeah, in a situation like this, because price is consolidating, I would probably think it's going to break through it. Just from what I've seen in the past and just from the current market conditions. If you guys took the market flow V2 right here, guys, another full TP, price came down, filled it, went straight to TP. And these have been pretty solid so far. Same with this liquidity right here too, CJ. Yeah, and this is pretty solid. Now that we've kind of talked about this, CJ, I kind of want to take these entries now for liquidity. I think these are actually the good liquidities. Um, Obviously, you have liquidity there. If price consolidates for a little bit, when it breaks through it, it usually actually breaks through it pretty solid. And you don't get those fake outs that we typically see, right? Yeah, it's actually pretty solid. Now I'm kind of curious to go back. So I think I'm going to go back after this live session. I'm going to go back and look at liquidity from yesterday. And I'm going to see when did this happen because it seems like this is a pretty good setup or a good confluence for liquidity. Yeah, CJ said he's taking market flow V2s on one account and liquidity on another. They tend to hit back to back. Yeah, no, I've seen them too. That's what I've noticed, which is pretty good. So yeah, I'm kind of curious now. I'm gonna go back and look at the liquidity from yesterday. There's not really much to take right now anyway, so I think I'll go back and take a look at that right now. So let's go to yesterday's market real quick. Because yesterday was a bit of a choppy market, so see. So I guess this would be considered. No, but yesterday was a little more trickier because it was pretty much choppy throughout the entire session. So like stuff like this, I don't know if I'd mess into this here. It's hard to like really see if it actually because the whole market was consolidating. I guess this could have been possibly. No, I think yeah, it does work to an extent. Like for example, right here, price did kind of go back and forth for a bit. And then eventually when it did hit, you probably go for a bigger TP stop loss too, like a 30-30. Yeah, honestly, it's just a little tricky. I think it depends on the market conditions because yesterday was probably some of the worst market conditions we've seen in a while. You can see over here for the entire hour, I just went sideways. And then it got directional after we got a flag. Yeah, like what CJ just said. I mean, overall, it still looks like it does. I mean, it does work. Like, for example, here it was going sideways for a little bit. As soon as it finally broke below it, it went straight through. And same with this right here. When it finally touched it, yeah, I mean, it's doable. Well, that was good to check out. Anyways, guys, I think this is going to be it for the session. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat. There's another market flow V2 that came up right here. Did you take that trade, CJ? Looks like it finally played through. Went up right there. Nice. So you took it and it hit TP, looks like. Went straight up. All right, solid work right there. Trying to see if there's any sideways strategies here that came up that may have been good, but I don't really see anything here. There's a possible V1 variation pattern coming up on this candle. So price might come back down from here. CJ said done for the day. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, definitely. No problem. There's a CV pattern right here that came up earlier. This was a full TP. So we had a low over here, smaller green candle, consolidation variation pattern right there for a full TP. It was right at the sessions though, so not one I would personally take, but there are sideways entries that are and have been coming up over here, it looks like. Yeah, today's actually pretty solid. So a lot of people were scared to trade today because election day, of course. I had a whole bunch of people hit me up in the DM asking if I was going to trade today. I said, yeah, of course I'm going to trade today. Like, it doesn't make a difference if it's election, New Year's, or on a holiday. Yeah, we're not going to trade on a holiday, but election day doesn't make a difference. I actually like trading on election day because it tends to be a little bit more volatility. You can see here from the market conditions that we actually did have a pretty decent bullish push. So, I mean, here's a clean chart. Market's been pretty bullish today. I mean, it's not the best market, but it's pretty decent. Like, see? Pretty decent push to the upside. Made that look nice. It looks a lot nicer now because I drew it, but yeah, for the most part, you guys can see right there the regression. So it's pretty smooth. If you turn on the pivots, like you could literally catch the bounces right here. That's crazy how like this lined up so perfect with my pivots, right? Because I just drew this randomly. I really draw it very cleanly. But if you line it up with the pivots, it literally bounced off every single time. Market flow, market flow, market flow, market flow, etc. It wasn't a clean market flow, but it did come up pretty nicely. I actually never used that tool before. The regression trend. I usually use the parallel channels. I use that, but the other tool is actually pretty cool, that regression. You just go down the middle basically. Cleans it up. All right, so I'm not going to change much of my trading, guys. I'm going to stick to what I'm good at, which is taking these scalps and taking the breakouts. But today was a pretty good day. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. It's 7:51 right now. We got about 9 minutes till 8. Not really expecting much to happen from now until then. Just a reminder to you guys here on the YouTube, there's not going to be a live stream tomorrow. You guys might get lucky because the live stream is going to go up. If you're up by like 6:20 when I go live, you might be able to sit in on the live stream because I'm going to upload it to YouTube first, but then I'm going to unlist it. So if you guys are in the YouTube already, you guys might get lucky. Just make sure to get here as early as possible and get onto the live stream. Otherwise, yeah, we'll be back on the YouTube live stream on Thursday. So we're doing Tuesday, Thursday YouTube live stream. Obviously, the Zoom is going to be every day. And I think that's about it. We had a pretty good day, guys. A lot of scalps today. I think we had about like 12 liquidity pushes that came through. And we had about like 8, I think, market flow V2s that came up. I only kept these marked up right here, but realistically, we had 2 big ones right here for 30 points. And then we had like 6 or 7 more right here that came up, some smaller 10-point moves. But yeah, pretty solid day for election day. A lot of people were scared to trade today, but all of our strategies played out pretty much perfect. Looks like there was no losses for the day. So other than that, guys, if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them into the team profits over here. Again, here are my profits for the day. I locked in 1,500 for my breakout, my personal account, locked in about 1,500 for the other accounts, and then 500 for everyone else. Right here for team profits, Jamie locked in well over 3,000, and then Jonathan over here locked in about well over 4,000 for the day for all wins. And I think that's about it. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. So, all right, guys, I'll see you guys then.